Hey, what's up? Welcome to Movie Dumpster Season 6, Episode 5. Today we're talking about the Garbage Pail Kids Movie from 1987, directed by Rod Amato. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Tessa.
Welcome to the Dumpster. You know, I'm surprised it took us this long to do this movie. We've been talking about it for a long fucking time. That's for sure.
What, you got a mouse in your pocket? I don't think I've ever brought it up, but okay.
You haven't brought it up. I brought it up. I'm the only one who watched this fucking movie.
My first viewing in a lot of parallels, apparently.
Yeah, well, we'll get into it for sure.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, we have the lovely, the beautiful, the hilarious damsels of doom themselves, Nicole and Tessa. What is going on?
Hello.
We're just day drinking and ready to annihilate the
Right? We are going to nuke the Garbage Pail Kids from orbit.
We're gonna atom bomb it.
Yes.
Oh shit! There you go.
Oh,
it's gonna be
look-
it's gonna
yeah.
be messy Tessie all over the place.
Look what I
Oh,
have.
yeah.
Garbage Pail.
Oh, the Garbage Pail Kids rule.
It's a giant one because look, here's a
Right.
normal size one. I have all my
Oh,
collection.
shit.
And this
Oh my
is
God.
the Valerie Vomit from
The
the
Valerie
Garbage
Vom-
Pail
now,
Kids
these are-
movie.
These are vintage cards, yeah.
Yeah, these are my cards
Wow.
from the 80s from when I was a little kid. I have
Wow.
a whole folder of them.
That is so cool. Yeah, I never. I had them, but I didn't have a lot of them. I guess, and whatever I had is gone or stuck on something somewhere.
I definitely was not allowed to have them, so I didn't know they existed until about 15 years ago.
That's right. You weren't allowed to watch horror movies until you were 21, right?
I can watch Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
but I couldn't watch horror movies now. Definitely not the Garbage Pail Kids. Too gross.
You guys do the Doom Generation
Exactly.
podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
It's
Where
all
can everybody
about-
find you?
Right.
The generation of kids who fully could access Garbage Pail Kids cards because their parents offered little to no
Right.
supervision.
There was little to no supervision. So you did watch those horrible horror movies at a slumber party.
You did, yes.
So
and
it's
I
all
did
of
go
these-
see this, I'm pretty sure, in the theater when I was 8
you
years
did.
old.
I was
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Far too small.
Yeah.
I was
So
far too small. But
our,
yeah, no.
Our show is all about the shit that doomed us. So it's
Yeah.
sometimes it shows pretty infrequently just because shows take us a lot longer to watch to
Right.
get an episode together. So mostly the movies that we think doomed us in one
Right.
way or another.
And we've gone all the way from 1959 up until
to
2000.
2000, 2001, something like that. So that's our era.
But yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that was great.
So,
It was a great
is
episode.
the
Go check it out.
number one
That-
episode right now.
somehow, some way, by the magic of King Brian,
Yes.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People has reached number one.
Yes. I don't understand it.
No, and we
It's the
can't
look of
figure
the
out
Irish.
how. I guess.
I think Lubden sprinkled some of that leprechaun cum all over your
it's
little
possible.
show,
Like-
and the magic sprouted
Yeah.
from there.
The magic starfish. He had his bag of magic ingots. Yeah.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
Right? That's what we did last year.
Yeah, we did that one last year for St. Patrick's Day, the original.
Oh man, it's a
so
classic.
good. we just did Leprechaun 2 as
Yeah,
a
no,
commentary.
yeah.
That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, I listened to The Money Pit. I watched it for the first time like a couple years ago, and you guys were spot on with that movie. It's just like, what is going on with Tom Hanks' marriage during most of that film? And then at the
Right?
end, when she's like, yeah, I slept with him. And then it's like, oh, well, okay. Like, he's obviously going to leave. And then she's like shocked he wants to leave. It's like, well, yeah, duh.
You
Obviously.
slept
Yeah.
with your ex-husband.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, see ya.
Who happens to be Sig Voltson from
Oh, yeah.
fucking The Runestone,
That's
by
right.
the way.
He's the keeper of time. I mean, who wouldn't?
yeah.
Oh.
We think of him as the terrorist in Die Hard.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's after he killed Fenrir. He joined up with Alan Rickman and took over
right. And then-
Nakatomi Plaza. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And Officer Carl Winslow had to take him out of his misery.
Yes.
shoot him in the
Yes.
face.
There you go,
Officer
yeah.
Carl Winslow.
So we try
man.
not to hold those movies we grew up with to the standard of today. This is not
No.
a show
Sure.
where
Gotcha.
we go, oh, this doesn't hold up.
Right,
And
like,
this
oh,
is not
no,
PC.
this is-
we just,
This
we're
is what
trying to
we
go
thought at
back
the
to
time.
childhood.
Right.
We're over
Yeah,
40,
100%.
trying to feel that childhood nostalgia. We're like, no, just put yourself in the place you were in.
Remember.
And so usually almost everything has something beneficial, like where you're like, oh no, but this part was good.
Right.
except for Edward Scissorhands.
Well, yeah, that was the only
We
one that
fucking
we've done
hated
that
that
we like
movie.
ended up. We're like, wow,
Oh.
I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, we lambasted Edward Scissorhands, and
We
it
had
is
to
one
get-
of our most popular episodes.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to that one, but I got to check it out. I have not revisited that in a very long time.
It's a full roast of Edward Scissorhands.
Neither had we, and that was the problem. Is that we hadn't watched it in such a long time, and we went back to watch it. It was like, wow, this
Wow,
fucking
this movie's bad.
sucks.
Yeah.
I like looking
it's
at it.
Weird.
Mhm.
You gotta be really fucking high because that's how I revisited
Well,
it last
that
time.
helps.
Especially when
Most
she's like
everything.
dancing, she's like, and then the snow angels. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, Renoa Wider,
What?
Renoa Ryder,
Okay.
Winona
she?
Ryder,
Winona
Jesus.
Ryder.
But yeah, we
I didn't even have a
basically
drink.
talked about how we thought that was such a romantic movie when it came out, and now we're like, what the fuck? They don't
Wow.
even know each other. They speak like
No.
twice.
I know. What were we?
This is
Yeah.
not a love story. Like, what the
Mm-mm.
fuck is this
Not in the
movie? They're like
slightest.
terrorizing this poor disabled boy who lives
They're terrorizing the poor disabled boy.
Especially Anthony Michael Hall.
Oh
Oh
god.
wow, he's got
Woo.
some.
Yeah.
He's got some things he's been working out for years through his art, which is acting.
Yes.
He's a good guy.
Is
I've
he?
met him. At least, I don't know, maybe. I guess so. When in person, he was fine.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
to know.
We're like, that's it. That's
I've
all I'm
never
gonna
met
say.
him. I
I'm
don't
like,
know.
oh, you met him? Okay,
I'm
sorry.
like, okay, I don't know.
I don't know the fucking guy personally. Like, I had him sign my No Name Norm poster, and he was very excited to do that. He's like, this is great. I work with Stan Winston. And I was like, yeah, you sure did. Well, see you later.
Not a very good movie, but you know, Norm's okay.
It's debatable.
Well, I mean, he could have gotten angry and like tried to kick your ass or something. Like, I don't know.
I'm not sure. His face keeps getting redder and redder. I don't know. If
He
that's 'cause
seems like he's about
angry
to
or-
pop at any moment. Like that's
He does.
Yeah.
He
I
got
don't
a little Trump-esque for a minute there just
in
with
that
the look.
in
He
that
was
Halloween
giving me
movie. Like he was
Yeah,
like,
in
full on
Halloween.
hardcore
yeah.
like tomato.
Yes.
He was so mad.
He was mad.
Yeah, the
He wasn't
vegetables
even
died
in
tonight.
that movie. I know, right?
He's like the color of this Pizza Hut cup.
Yes.
Oh, the Pizza Hut cup. Do you know how many of those my mom stole from Pizza Hut when I was a kid?
She'd fill up her gigantic leather
we
bag.
had the Parmesan shaker. We had a pitcher.
That's what I have the same one, and I have the
Yeah.
spatula too. My grandmother took them.
Oh,
so
shit.
yeah.
My mom didn't.
Yeah.
We don't have the spatula.
No,
we have
she wasn't
cups
that
from
bold.
Denny's. We had mugs from Denny's.
Oh
we had
yeah, we had mugs
silverware.
Oh,
from
love that.
Denny's.
She was always putting shit in her purse.
My mom.
Sorry, Mom. She
She was
doesn't
always
listen to any of
stealing
this.
stuff.
So, I guess you talked a little bit about your experience with Garbage Pail Kids, and it was like, you know, the card sensation that swept the nation, I guess, from 85 to 88. And it was like a spoof on Cabbage Patch Kids.
Right.
How they didn't make dolls, I don't know, but they decided to do a card series.
They didn't have dolls. They
No,
didn't
I
have
think
like
because they got in trouble with
Mhm.
the company that made Cabbage Patch dolls.
yeah, they had to like change the features on the cards.
Well, and that
or
was part of
something like
why
that.
I loved and why I collected and still have these cards was we loved Cabbage Patch dolls,
Yes.
but we also loved gross stuff.
Oh yeah.
And this was they were adorable but gross.
Well, because you would go and get those stickers. You would get those gross product stickers.
Yes, yeah.
You would get
Wacky
those gross
packages.
product- yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
gross product stickers. You would get those from you would go to Shakey's
Mm-hmm.
or Pizza Hut or whatever, Lamppost Pizza, and you would put your quarter in there and pull out that little
Yes.
cardboard thing that had this little sticker pack inside.
Yeah. Oh, the best.
And that was where Garbage Pail Kids came from, right? Was the wacky packages?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that
it-
was what they
That
came
was one of the
from, but I
wacky
don't know if we could
packages
get
was a
those.
Garbage Pail Kid
Yeah.
doll.
Right.
But yeah, I loved them.
I used to do karate, and there was this hot dog place that was next to where I did karate, and I'd go in there, and I don't remember buying Garbage Pail Kid. Now, first of all, I was born when this movie came out, so like I'm talking 1994, I guess, and
You're doing the karate, right? I didn't think in 87 you were doing it the second night you got out of the
no,
womb.
but I'm saying like
that's how we got out.
this is my fault. This movie is what happened.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You to blame.
Oh, now we know.
So I'd go to this fucking hot dog place, and I used to get wacky packages and shit. And that was such like a highlight of my day. You'd go to karate, and then you'd go get a hot dog. And then there was an arcade in the back, and you'd play like, I think it was like Streets of Rage 2 and Mortal Kombat 2 or something like that. And then I get the wacky packages. But I never really, I had Garbage Pail Kid shit, but not really. except this movie. This is how I remember them. I knew they were cards.
That's
I
funny.
knew
Oh,
like I had
yeah.
some of them, but
I had the folders. I want to say
Mhm.
somewhere still. Is that one of the folders, like the school folders
Right,
you
the
guys
little-
have there on your display?
this no
Yeah.
no this is a cereal box that was
Okay.
given to me.
Oh,
So I
okay.
had
Yeah.
school folders that were
Mhm.
Garbage
Oh,
Pail
that's amazing.
Kids. I have all the
I
cards,
had the stickers.
The stickers. I
I
had
don't
the big
have mine
ones.
anymore. My mom got rid of all of my cool stickers, but like
I
I had like
had
a
a-
cigar box filled.
I had a babysitter he was a computer programmer, and his wife hated him because he would take his paycheck and take me and go directly to the comic shop, and he would spend his
They were
entire
in their
paycheck in the
20s.
80s. Yeah, they were young.
Mhm.
And he would spend
Yeah.
his entire paycheck on comics. And so he would buy me comics and buy me Garbage Pail Kid
Mhm.
cards. And he taught me about keeping them in the plastic. So like all my comics are with the backboard in the
Mhm.
plastic. All my Garbage Pail Kid cards are in like the baseball card, whatever folder thing. And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
taught me about buying 2 of everything
Oh.
because he would have one
It's a
to
good
look
lesson.
at, one to play with, and one that went in the collection. And he was actually back in the early 90s, a book by Marvel does Spider-Man, right? Is that Marvel?
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah.
we're bad at
I
that.
don't know why you're looking at me.
I know. I don't know. I'm asking her like she knows. You guys, is it Marvel?
You're the authority on Garbage Pail Kids in this
know,
room,
right?
this
But
conversation.
he had a Spider-Man collection that was so big that he was in a book that Marvel put out that was like all this different shit, and he
Oh.
had like the North America's biggest Spider-Man collection. That was my
Oh.
babysitter when I was a little kid.
Oh, that's
Wow.
exciting.
So you were like super lucky. There you go.
Yeah, so
Right?
he took me, I'm pretty sure, to see the movie in theaters, which
Oh.
I would have been
Wow.
like 8 years old.
Mm.
I would not have been. I would have been 7. No.
You would have been 6, yeah.
Yeah. A bebe.
So she
No,
probably
like,
saw it on
I don't know how
video.
math works. It's a
We
mystery
were the
to
same
me.
age difference as Dodger and Tangerine, okay?
Oh, that's
our
right.
age difference.
That's a very questionable
Yeah.
age difference in this film, by the way.
there-
We're gonna talk about that
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank
both in real
goodness.
life and on film.
I feel like this is
Yes.
a Buzz situation where he's like way younger, but he looks older, but Tangerine is Buzz, and that's in that comparison.
Oh, you mean the growth spurt?
Yeah,
Like the next year, he
like-
was like he had a deep voice and his
Right.
hair on his face. Yeah.
I mean, I'll go down this rabbit hole with all these jokes. I'm not against him. I'm just saying I think it might be a Buzz situation where we're like, Buzz is like 17, but he's really like 15.
Well, yeah.
And she's like supposed to be, I guess she's 17, but I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about the 30-year-old bullies.
Yes.
From Twin Peaks or some shit.
Like
Yeah.
Daniel Rattray is in Little Monsters as Rodney Coleman, and
Well, he
he's
has
like
that growth
he's
spurt
like a child,
literally,
and
like-
and then like it's literally a year later they do Home Alone, and he's
Or
like
same year.
7 feet tall in that movie.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah. Now you've never seen this before. You guys have obviously seen this before.
Yes.
Yeah.
We saw it back in the day.
Back then.
First viewing ever was about 2 or 3 hours before this filming.
There you go. This was a staple, dude. I would go to this. Yeah, I've told the story about like Video Time.
Oh yeah, you've talked about Video Time
Video
before.
Time was like was this place in Brick, New Jersey that I used to go. That was my local haunt from when I was a baby till now. It only closed like a few years ago, and a few years. Jesus Christ, 10 years ago.
Getting old.
That counts
15.
as a few years.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
my math.
So the guy Bob that used to own the store used to like we were in there all the time, and like the video store is kind of like my babysitter because of reasons. But we'd go in there, and he'd always have like a movie like on the side for me and stuff. And that's how I found A Gnome Named Norm, and that's how I found Garbage Pail Kids. So that's basically my relationship with this film, and I used to rent it all the time because it was just fucking weird. And I think that's where my love for John Carl Buechler comes from too.
From this film?
From this film and the weird fucking animatronic puppets in this, man.
Yeah.
But they're people.
It's
They're
like
people
But they
in
could. What was that thing that we saw?
Oh
Did
my
you
God,
Yeah,
ever
well, the
see
heads,
that?
I mean.
Yeah.
Did you see the quote from it was the director
About
that
how
said that because they couldn't breathe in these head pieces?
for longer than 5 to 7
So we would
minutes.
have a
They couldn't see either.
paramedic off there with a stop clock
Yeah.
And like we would just do it until them sons of bitches couldn't breathe
That's what he
anymore.
said. We just
About the
filmed
people-
until
he was
those
like-
sons of bitches couldn't breathe.
And I quote,
It was insane. We watched some YouTube video
and
that
we're
was
like,
like the
whoa,
history of the
what
Garbage
the
Pail
fuck?
Kids.
Well, at least they had the good
Holy
sense to call him
shit.
an asshole, because that was a
They
real
did. They were
asshole
like,
thing to
sounds like
say.
an asshole. I
Right.
was like, yeah, fuck.
He was like, we had a paramedic with a stopwatch. It was
Yeah,
fine.
It's fine. There's meds on set.
And begin.
Yeah, they have the fucking pit crew ready there to go in, like they're gonna take a tire off the fucking NASCAR,
Right,
but it's like
right.
the head off the actor so they don't faint.
And the oxygen mask.
Right.
Quick.
It's like when they have the
He's
people in the
going
fire
down.
suits or whatever, like they have the fire department.
Yeah, they pull the helmet off. Phil found the care. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Poor
I was
Phil.
2 seconds from dying.
I know.
Oh
Was this
my
before or
God.
after Troll, by the way?
This is after Troll.
Oh man, he probably wanted to knock the shit out of Beekler. He's
Yeah,
like,
because that Troll's 82, isn't it?
Troll is 86.
I said it's somewhere in
I
the
think
pocket.
it's the year before.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
My point is, he's probably like, Beekler, what are you doing to me? Get me back in that easier makeup that's not killing me.
Well, he's in the Turok get
I know.
Yeah. How could that? Well, here's the difference. The thing is,
No one needs a fucking stopwatch to make sure no one dies.
The big difference is, first of all, those are his eyes. You know, he's not totally encapsulated.
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
Also, just to your guys' point, like the masks, the animatronics, like weren't finished,
Yeah, I saw
and the
that on
director was like,
IMDb.
"Ah, fuck it, it's fine. They'll be finished when we're going." So like, it wasn't all worked
There's
out.
like one eye is
Right,
just
like
kind of
Well, the only one that worked kind of was the alligator,
Alligator.
just because he had the beak mouth.
So it was
Because the
easier
rest
to
of them
do.
didn't move.
Yeah.
Yeah, Valerie vomit the whole movie. He was like, ah.
Just-
Right?
A mouth. Yeah.
She fucking trips out when they're hiding the television at one point, and her fucking eye like goes the other
It's
way.
like,
Yeah,
it's
like,
creepy.
We were
It's
talking
so
about how
bad.
it was like Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
Yes.
I was gonna say Rockafire explosion.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
want to
bad.
say one of the first things that disappointed me about this as a big Garbage Pail Kid collector was the kids they chose. Because
Right.
for whatever reason, there were kids that were more popular, sort of like Atom Bomb.
Right. Well, I was
Boney
happy
Tony.
to see Messy Tessie in there just because.
Well, yeah, you got
obviously.
Messy Tessie. Come on,
You
and I
gotta
do
have
have.
that.
I have a version of Messy Tessie. It's the same girl, but
It's
she's Leaky Lindsay.
Yeah, it was the A
Oh, the-
squad.
the A and B
squad.
thing.
Yeah, I
yeah.
have like the B version of that. I looked through my whole collection to see do I have any other ones from the
I
movie, and all I
definitely
had was Valerie
that one.
Vomit.
I definitely had that one.
Well, you know, they had to make room for Windy Winston. They had to get him in there
Oh,
for
yeah.
every fart scene. And Piss Boy.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
Ned
He
Hughes
was
should have been Chris Piss. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck? All he did was
Piss.
piss
It
himself.
was disgusting. Like the look on my face. It was like your face is gonna freeze like that, like making like face the whole
Oh, he's
time. It was
pissing
just-
again.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to jump the gun here, but like I was expecting the whole movie for them to do something with those disgusting pimples, and nothing really ever happens with it. He just keeps pissing on
I
himself.
don't think there was time.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad. There was
Yeah, I am
though,
kinda
because
glad.
with everything.
Yeah, like Bill Murray and Osmosis Jones when that fucking huge pimple
Oh.
blows up on Molly Shannon. Like, let's
That
get some
was
of that. He's
so
like popping him
gross.
onto somebody. I don't know.
I know. And so it was like it was too gross and not gross enough. So like the
Yeah.
characters themselves were too gross because Tops
Right.
wouldn't let them, or not Tops, whoever did Cabbage Patch Kids
Oh, the
wouldn't let
Xavier-
them use the ones that look like Cabbage Patch Kids.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
why they were so fucking ugly.
Right,
But-
right,
That,
right, right.
and what was the other thing we saw? Was that also the director, or the writer, or the script writer, or
Didn't
whatever?
give,
like,
didn't know anything.
was
about
like,
the
I'm just gonna
Garbage
do
Pail
whatever the fuck I'm gonna do, and it has nothing to do with these characters.
So
or
why do
this
they come
whatever.
from
Like, they-
space? I don't know.
Oh yeah. The fucking Garbage Pail Kids are aliens, apparently. Yeah.
And that it never
8
comes up
different
again.
things they could
You
have
get
done.
the opening
Nope.
scene,
And why is their
Nope.
spaceship what we would call an 80s garbage pail?
right? And they call themselves the Garbage Pail Kids.
Why do they speak English?
is there a planet of these things?
Yes. Well, no,
Apparently.
they did have friends, but we couldn't have them because of the budget.
Right? Why mention the friends if you're not going to show me the friends?
Well, they were all killed.
Well, yeah, because we had to kill
Oh my
them because
God.
budget.
Hey, what happened to them? I don't know. Fucking Squish.
Yeah, they really just like sweep that plot point under the rug at the end.
Right.
there.
They're like, oh, by the way.
And so right off the bat, we were talking about if the plot had been radioactive cabbages or
Right.
like spoiled because they were from Cabbage Patch Kids. So if you did
thrown out
like radioactive Cabbage Patch, and here come the Garbage Pail Kids.
Well, I guess
okay,
they probably
that makes sense.
couldn't because they couldn't use the Cabbage
And so
Patch.
yeah, I'm sure they got into that. But why are they from space, and why does it never, ever, ever, ever
It
talk
is
about them
seriously
being
one of
in
the
space?
biggest disappointments. I apologize to you, Joe, but this is like
It's
one of the
okay.
biggest disappointments because of how much I liked
Yeah,
Garbage Pail Kids cards
yeah.
and how many I had, and being kind of excited that there was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this was what I got.
Yeah.
This was the thanks I got.
And so I guess maybe you can like it because you didn't. This was like your kind of introduction, like you said, to the Garbage Pail Kids.
I thought it was synonymous. I thought the movie was first, and then there was
Oh.
cards. Like when I was a kid, you know what I mean?
no.
Yeah.
No,
I could
yeah.
see how you would make that mistake, though.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a few things like that. Just to your point about the radioactive Cabbage Patch stuff, like John Carl Buechler wanted to direct this movie, and he was going to make them like, he was going to have like a dumpster full of dolls, like doll parts, and then like radioactive sludge gets put in, and then they make these things, and then they kill people.
Yeah, that was
and that
was
I
the thing.
kinda
I
would've
would have been
loved.
here for that. Like that would have been great because
Yeah.
there was like all these other things to that credit that was like yes, yes, yes. Like that would have been good.
Yeah, they look like monsters. Like you could have easily did it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you made it PG-13 instead of
Mhm.
PG and
bumped
marketed
it
it
up.
to the 13 to 18-year-old
You
market,
put
but
that
who
one
is this
singular
fucking movie
fuck in
for?
there. Yeah, who is it for? It's like
Who
the Burp
knows?
movie. Like who is this for?
What age bracket was this? Because there's like gang violence and fucking like
Sure
what
is.
happening?
Right,
I don't know.
children running wild on the streets.
Where are Dodger's parents?
Wow, that's a good question. That's a staple in these fucking kids movies. The parents are just either a focal point to the plot or they're just not in it at all.
Oh, they're dead.
And that's what we're talking about, like being unsupervised and all
Yeah,
that other
because
stuff.
where
Like,
were
I
your
guess,
parents?
like,
That
the
was
we-
us in the 80s.
Right.
Be home when the streetlights are on.
Go hang out with Captain Manzini. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And which
what
we
the
said,
fu-
this
This
gives
was
me
like-
hardcore Care Bear movies vibes
Yes.
because
Oh, yeah.
Nicholas and Fettuccine
Fettuccine, and he was like a traveling magician that
who
like
just picked up a stray
acquired
child.
a stray child.
Oh, he's giving him a bath later? Yeah.
Oh God, the bathtub scene!
That was
Why were they
creepy.
all watching?
I don't
Why?
know.
Why were
That
they
was the
standing
weirdest-
around?
So
and they were
could
checking
see.
out his fucking nagas when he got
I
out.
know.
Oh, for sure. Valerie Vomit's like, yeah, let me see them gams.
Yeah, she was.
Just trying to fuck him through the whole movie.
I know, yeah, it's kind of.
Well, this is
Fucking
why. This is
disturbing.
why again, John Astin tried to get Mackenzie Astin out of this movie.
He
He
was like,
didn't
"Don't,
tell
Oh, that's right.
his
don't.
father.
Don't do
Yeah,
this.
he didn't tell him. And then when he saw the script, he was like, "Okay, how can I get you out of this? Because this is really bad."
Did you sign something? God
Did
damn
you?
it.
Yeah. Did you sign it in blood? I need to know. Did you use any bodily fluids?
Yes.
When John Astin says it's bad, it must
Wow.
be real bad.
Some of the stuff John Astin's been in.
I mean, John Astin will give you so bad it's good, but this
But this
never
was not that.
even approaches that.
No.
I mean, John Astin is in the MDU. I'm not gonna say classic because it's not a
I
very
don't
good
think they know what
movie.
that is if you want to brief
Okay,
them.
yeah. So MDU,
No, we don't.
the movie Dumpster Universe is basically our in joke that every movie is connected.
Especially this one with everything, a lot of other things that we've talked about.
Yes. So John Astin, and also every actor is basically the character in a movie. It kind of is interchangeable depending on what the joke is.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, John Astin, he's been on the show before in Mr. Boogedy. And he's also the MDU's version of the Babadook for some
Yes.
reason. Go back and fucking listen to the episode for details.
Okay, yes.
It's like wearing a fur coat. He just appears places and shit. He's just like, he wears a top hat.
Right.
And we also had Sean Astin in The Willies.
Willies, yes, telling those stories. Again, another one. Go listen to the director of that movie. Had some nefarious shit going on with him, but also starring Michael Ray Bauer, who we interviewed.
Yeah.
Also
According to Michael
another
Ray
plug
Bauer, yeah.
if you want to check that out.
But this brings it full circle. Now we have the whole Astin clan together.
Right, I guess that's where I was going with
Yeah.
that. I lost my own thread.
Yeah. It's also John Carl Buechler adjacent. And the painting, we'll talk about it.
The time traveling painting.
The painting, dude. If there was ever a fucking movie that solidified the fact that we tied all these movies together, it's the Garbage Pail Kids movie. That's why it was essential to do it.
It was the linchpin.
I'm so glad
It
we
was
got
the
to
Yes.
cornerstone. I know. This is. And we just came here to shit on it.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
hey,
I'm sorry.
bring it. No, it's totally fine. I mean, look, that's the way it goes. So the last thing I want to say, like before we get into this shit, Michael
Sure.
Eisner wanted to reboot this in 2012.
What?
Oh, shut
Yeah.
up.
Let's give it a Disney spin.
Yeah, that's what it needed.
I'd rather see fucking Peter Jackson do this.
Michael Eisner and his big, gigantic, foot-shaped head.
I'm sorry, if an animated version didn't even make it here, like, because I would have been down
I know,
for an
yeah,
animated
what?
version, but
Because
it only aired in what, the UK? They said?
I guess it said it never aired in the U.S.
I would have been
which is
fully
because we were like,
into.
there was a cartoon? Because I was like, you should have animated it. Because if you animated it, then you
Yeah.
could have done all kinds of disgusting shit, and it would be fine because it's a cartoon.
Return of the Killer Tomatoes got an animated series. How did we not get Garbage Pail Kids?
Seriously,
Well-
there was one. It never aired in the U.S.
Yeah, I guess it only aired. It was like 12
There was
episodes
13
in the
episodes.
UK.
There
13
was-
episodes in the UK.
You can find it on YouTube. We found it earlier today.
Yes.
So
I got to check it out. I have not seen
yeah,
it.
I mean it's. I don't know.
It's
I don't
better
know.
than this movie.
I,
It's not
without
good.
even seeing it. She's like, yeah, it's better than
I haven't
this.
seen it. Saw 2 seconds of it.
So what we do usually on the show is have our guests plot crunch the movie very briefly,
Okay.
just what
Okay.
this movie is about. If you guys want to take it away.
So
Wow.
This-
So,
we open on the spaceship trash can, which
yes. It's traveling
apparently
through space
lands
for some reason. It's going by Earth. It's like, yeah, Earth. That looks good. Let's land in this
antique shop.
Antique shop, and he makes it
Does
sound
it
like
land?
he's had him for way longer.
I don't know. So I don't think it landed. My theory is it didn't land in the antique shop. He was dumpster diving for his
Okay,
antique
yeah,
shop
that's
and
right.
he found this trash
That
can.
makes more sense.
But he
makes it
obviously
sound like
knew
he's-
what was in the fucking trash can because he
Right.
keeps it shut. He's like, don't touch the trash can. It's Pandora's box, whatever. But when did he open it? And how did
I
he get him
know,
back
like
in to
they
fucking
were
begin
like
with?
running around the shop at night. He was like,
Yeah.
"Get back in the pail."
And they
That's
do.
how he did it. He was like, "I've got magic. I got like,
It's very
Or
cash.
something.
or something."
It's
I don't
very
know.
cash that he's a real magician. He knows
Right.
real magic.
And he just so happens to have that scuba diving helmet that's heavy enough to keep them inside this rickety ass garbage pail.
And he
Well, he
has
misplaced
this
his 4-leaf
random.
clover.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
He has this
It's
random
just about as good
14-year-old boy named Dodger
that
who
he's acquired somehow.
quote unquote works in his shop where there are no customers.
He bathes him regularly.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
he
he does.
does.
It seems you're dirty again, my boy. Come on in the back.
Well, this kid is always covered in piss.
This
He's
kid
like
Shit,
constantly
yeah.
covered in like sewage
and blood and yeah, shit because these
needles. Probably they fucking push him down in like the park.
because 30-year-old bullies who have nothing better
These
to do than
adults-
bully this one 14-year-old kid for the 5 $1 bills in
Like,
his back
what are
pocket.
they getting out of this kid that they only attack? They're
Yes!
like 30 years old.
Are they having like a night on the town with his milk money? Like, what is happening there? Juice, by the way.
It's
Right?
$5. Fucking A,
Seriously,
get a
they're
job.
like, we can make a phone call with this. and
rob
the
a
public
liquor store.
telephones
Leave
that
this
we
fucking
have.
kid alone.
We can like buy some Lucy cigarettes at the liquor store.
Oh my God. And
I-
all they do is drive around that one street in that van.
Yeah,
They go
In
and
the
park
pedo
in front
van,
of
yeah.
one
that's
house.
how much gas they got. Was they can
Park
only
in front
go
of
around.
They just move it.
Yeah.
And we meet Dakota. Dodger's crush.
What?
Dodger's crush, Tangerine,
Tangerine.
whose boyfriend is the bully, Juice.
Which
Oh my
that's
God.
hard, right? To be
Tangerine
juice.
Yo.
Tangerine
Juice. Yeah, somebody was like, fuck, I gotta write this script. Oh, breakfast. There it is. Tropicana.
Yeah.
Has the driest and crispiest
Oh,
hair.
God. She has some fucking nerve to be talking about someone else's
Later,
hair.
she fucking clocks someone on their hair,
She
and I'm like,
needs a
bitch.
leave-in conditioner, like and split end sealer so bad.
And she's a
A
straight
VO5 hot oil treatment.
Yes,
is what
VO5
she
hot
needs.
oil. That's what the 80s was about. Warm
You
it
put
up.
it in the little glass of hot water.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mother had that shit.
Luxury.
And for whatever reason, Dodger has the hots for crispy haired Tangerine.
Yes. With her-
Who's, I don't know, 18 and lives in a basement.
15 years older than him?
I don't know
Like,
how old she's supposed
Well,
to
when
be.
she like towers over him, they make it look like that porn with the tiny man and the large woman.
Yeah. I'm telling you, this kid never had a wet dream, and this is his wet dream. This chick,
Right?
he's like, oh, she's gonna finally make me come when I turn 15.
I guess.
I want Blythe. I want the tough one.
Oh, I know.
She's
I
a
want her to
top.
kick my ass.
She's a top
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
for
She's
sure.
oh yeah, Blythe tops.
He gets right in the bosoms at one point. Yeah.
I know. She's got that interchangeable tank top. She's got like rip one off. There's another tank top underneath.
Oh, big time.
Disposable.
She's got that
like a
fucking like red leopard print going on.
right. She's got an amazing tank top collection, and all of it's like torn.
And so while
Or
they're
it's like-
bullying, oh yeah, they're bullying
Shredded.
young Dodger when they knock over the trash can that's Pandora's box.
Oh no, yeah, they come to the store to kick his ass.
Mhm.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what 30-year-old bullies do.
Come into the antique shop to kick 15
That's right.
And where is
Manzini? He just leaves his teenager unattended because there's no customers. What
There
difference
was
does it make?
He's at the fucking bar. He's down the street. He's drinking.
Yeah.
He's
Right?
shooting up in the bathroom or something.
Yeah.
Like he's like freebasing crack
Because
cocaine.
he
and
is not supervising this shit at
he's
all.
not supervising nothing.
And so after that gets knocked loose, then we meet our Garbage Pail Kids.
Well, they leave. They like go out to murder.
Oh yeah, they
Dodger.
take Dodger to murder
They
him in the
take
sewer.
him to like drop him down in the like at first I think they're just gonna drop him down in the sewer. I'm like, wow, that's fucking harsh. But no, they all go down there, but then it's even worse because they have the sewer pipes that they
He's like passed out, and they turn the raw sewage.
they're like
on,
drown in raw sewage, bitch.
which Blythe
They
is the
literally
muscle.
dumped the shit
Oh, yeah.
water on him.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the girl is the muscle. Neither of the boys
Mhm.
can open the
Yeah,
pipe, and
Blythe
they're like,
is the only one that can like
Yeah, that was a good
bring,
gag.
bring them guns
she's
over.
got that forearm strength.
That's the only good gag in the whole fucking
That's
movie.
I mean, like I'm here for Blythe and Blythe only.
That's it.
I just can't believe they open up a fucking valve and just pour shit water on this kid and
I
walk
know.
away and just let it continually pour onto him.
He's probably gonna die down there, right?
He's
Yes!
gonna drown in raw sewage. And which one was that? Was that one from the zoo?
Oh no! Did you read the pipes? Yeah.
Oh, right?
Or
Because they were
from
all labeled clearly.
The toxic waste. Yeah, the
Yes.
primetime television. And like one said the girls' room, one said the boys' room.
The hot tub, which we'll get to later.
Hot shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, there's like a whole scene where like they have a fucking they go down in the sewers and they're twisting all those different pipes, like the fucking Goonies, and the guy's on
Yes.
the toilet like Troy, and he like shoots up
Right,
in the air.
And yeah, it
They
does
do,
that
like, they
exact
have
thing,
that
like the
full
Goonies
moment.
shoots him
Yep.
into the air.
Or even what is that? Problem Child 2, where they blow up
Yeah,
the,
oh, God, yeah.
the teacher on the
Oh
toilet.
my god.
Fuck, I haven't watched
Is that the
Problem
one with the
Child in
gigantic
forever.
geode?
Yeah, Love Rock. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right.
that is one of the best comedy sequels in history.
I mean,
I'll take that one to the bank. Maybe not
Yeah.
Garbage Pail Kids, but definitely Problem Child 2.
I haven't watched that in a
Okay,
long time.
All right. It's been a minute, so
that's basically the movie. I mean, the only other thing really is like they let out the Garbage Pail Kids and then shenanigans. And then there's like this fashion show at the fucking end
Or something, because like
that engulfs the rest of the movie that just becomes like the B plot takes over the A plot.
right.
And was totally unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, and she's got some fucking nerve. She's got some fucking.
She's a bitch
nerve.
through this
She's
whole
a bitch.
fucking movie.
You know what? I thought
She's
I was going to be
manipulating
here
this
for
kid.
Tangerine, but you know
Yeah,
what?
I thought she was gonna have some
yeah.
redeeming quality, but no,
She does not.
she's a straight up see you next Tuesday
Ooh.
all the way through.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Getting around that YouTube
Oh.
fucking
Yeah.
there you go. Nailed it.
She actually has a character arc that I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of feel bad for her at first, and then when you actually find out what the real agenda is, you're like, oh wait, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
But she's
you're
also
straight
She's an asshole.
yeah.
she's like making clothes and selling them at like a nightclub
Right?
In the alley.
Well, okay,
because
so
she wants to be a fashion designer.
do you want to talk about that just real quick?
Yeah.
Because basically, it's this chick that Dodger likes,
Yes.
and she makes,
this chick who's clearly older than he is. He hasn't got a fucking chance in hell,
no,
with
yeah,
her,
exactly.
by the way.
He looks like Sean Kelly from Jacko, by the way, but a few years older.
Oh, kinda, yeah.
Supposedly they were dating in real life.
oh yeah,
Yeah, what
Tessa
is that
said they
about?
were dating in real
I saw
life.
that they were dating in real life and broke up in the middle of filming.
Then she left him for Juice. Yeah.
Probably, I would
In
have.
real life, yeah.
He's so pretty.
because Juice was on silk stockings. Okay,
Yeah, Juice was on silk stockings in '97. So, like 10 years later, he was like, "I made it."
I mean, realistically, what probably happened is, the kid actor that played Dodger, he walked around from his trailer and saw the two of them going at it, and he was like, oh,
that was it. Yeah, it was a done deal after that.
Oh, well,
It's over.
that's it. I broke up with her, okay?
they still had all the kissing scenes, so.
Just real quick, the chick who plays Tangerine is like half Mexican and bilingual, and she's like a big like Mexican soap opera star.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's what she went on to do, which I think is crazy because I would have never thought of that.
Her whole thing is like, at first you think maybe it's like, okay, Juice is abusive and like that. Oh, well, at least this was my fucking theory. And then it's like, oh, well, she's trying to get even though she's being scummy, she stole clothes and she's going to resell them because she's trying to get out of a bad scene. But then you find out, like, as the movie continues, like, no, Juice is actually in on it and like they're all just taking money.
Yeah,
Right,
she's
yeah.
still giving him the fucking money.
And like she
Yeah.
wants all this stuff from Dodger and
For
the Garbage
free,
Pail
and put
Kids,
my
but
label
then
in
she
it.
like sells them out. And it's like, well,
where were you
now
going
where
to
are
get
you
the
gonna
rest
get
of
the
your
rest of
fucking
the stuff?
fashions from?
yeah,
You just sent your sweatshop to the home for the ugly.
Yes.
seriously, you
And I'm
thieving
sorry,
ass hoe.
the state home for the ugly.
I
What the fuck?
know.
They got Santa Claus locked up in there.
For being too fat.
Santa's too fat. Gandhi's
Gandhi.
too bald. Like, really? Come on.
I want to know what that was like in that boardroom when they all sat around the big table and they were pitching this
Made
and like
these
somebody was like,
decisions.
yeah, they were probably like snorting like rails of cocaine off of the table.
I don't know.
Like,
We need a fucking
yeah.
place. Stay home for the ugly. There you go. Done.
Stay home for the ugly, that works.
Stay home for the ugly. They're ugly, right? They're ugly, right? Question.
They're ugly. Put them in there.
Question?
Put them in
Too
jail.
gross. Too gross. Put
Too
him in the
gross.
too gross
Yeah,
cage.
they're too gross. They're definitely too gross. We're gonna have this guy piss himself. He's gonna piss himself all the time.
Oh my God.
He's gonna piss again. Look at him. Look at him.
But don't call him Chris Piss. Call him Ned Nerd.
And that's the thing with this movie, like, yeah, there's things that happen in order, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, of course, like, you got to set up some characters, which really are just Dodger and the captain. And then,
Yeah.
like, the Garbage Pail Kids come out, and the rest is just chaos. And you could just talk about each scene out of order because it just doesn't fucking matter because it's skit after skit after skit.
That's also the way they edited it too. They were just like,
Right.
I don't know, fucking okay.
Whatever.
There's
Yeah.
no timeline. Like, you have no
Nope.
idea over what time span did this movie happen. Is this a week? Is this a year? Is this 50 years? How long has he had this trash can? I don't know what's happening.
Right.
Yeah, the only change in time is they have the fucking kid. He leaves a few times, like with his, did I leave my jacket here? Oh, I just came to get my jacket. Leaves.
The
Next skit.
The 3 days
Yeah, yeah.
is what it is.
They leave for that club in her convertible the
It's
first
like
time in
daytime
broad
of the
daylight.
morning, and then like they
And get there at night.
It's like a 4-hour trip.
They've been driving for 6 hours, and then the fucking kid has to walk home.
Right?
Yeah. It's just fuck.
You know what? On some level, fuck this kid because
Yes, because this kid's a dumbass.
Right.
Fuck this
when he
kid.
first sees her in the movie, he like is like talking to her all close, like, "Oh, Tangerine, oh yeah," and he's like sniffing her hair like Joe
Dude.
Biden.
I know.
Oh, he gives her the
It's like-
sniff. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You got these buttons. You want these buttons or badges or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, I got a bracelet.
I got a break.
Here, you can keep this pin for you
can
because
have
I
this
love
pin
you.
for free. Because I want to run my fingers through the
Oh,
hay
he
that
wants
is
to
your
do-
hair.
Like
He touches the hair, just the static electricity.
that Pee Wee's big top
Yes,
Pee Wee.
like Big Top Pee Wee.
yeah.
It just gets stuck
Like,
in a tangle.
Well, you couldn't not. Like you would just
But I love like when the Garbage Pail Kids are like teased, like in the beginning they have like the VO and it's just like, all right, you gotta stay in there, like you guys were talking about. But then like now it's like, oh, don't knock this helmet off this fucking pail. He's like, how come that's been on there this whole time?
Well, they immediately break their own rules because like you guys said before, they get out and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing out of the pail? Get back in!" And then
Right, yeah.
it's not a problem. But now he's reciting magic and like trying to do some spell.
Come
and
up with an incantation on the piano?
I know. I'll go to the music hall.
Yeah,
Right.
your solution for these real people is to keep them in a trash
In a
can
trash
for
can.
eternity.
like I know it's probably their spaceship, right?
I
It doesn't have
guess.
boosters on it though.
Like
Right?
it's probably bigger on
It's
the
probably
inside.
bigger,
Like they
right, it's a
didn't have the
TARDIS.
budget to
Yeah,
show
yeah.
you like the bigger on the inside
But it had to
garbage
be.
pail. But like
Yeah.
That was
He
the
could
full
just-
plan. He had no other plan.
earlier in the movie, in the beginning of the movie, he just told them to get the fuck back in the pail,
And they did.
Exactly. And then the movie's over, right?
And so,
Right.
yeah, why
End
did you
of.
spell?
End of. Get in the fucking pail.
Oh.
But then we can't have the non-union sweatshop joke.
The
Well, that's
non-union
true. Yes,
sweatshop,
we did
yes.
have that.
We need that.
Well, It even says it on the thing.
That to me was the best joke because I was just like, wow, in the fucking Garbage Pail Kids movie, there's social commentary on sweatshops. Okay. Which also, I guess, is a dig at the Cabbage Patch Kids, actually.
Oh, maybe.
Probably,
Oh, yeah, probably.
These kids are like some kind of mystical creatures that make clothes like fucking elves, like Lupton's making shoes. Because he's a leprechaun.
Yes,
like the cobbler.
like the little making
the
shoes.
shoe cobbler,
the little shoemaker
gnomes or
and
whatever.
his wife would come out at night and make a bunch of clogs and shit.
They'll make you a denim bedazzled vest covered in a
That's right.
pastry.
jacket. That was like a desperately seeking Susan jacket.
Woo! I don't know what to
Ric
say
Flair
about these
jacket,
sections.
exactly, bitch. Ric Flair. Woo!
I know,
The
yeah.
Nature Boy.
Yes.
Silent and profiling.
He had that bedazzled.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
she
that's where
was
he got it
gluing
from.
on with snot. Messy Tessie was bedazzling it with snot, and I was like,
That's how it
I
sticks
couldn't
on
take
there.
the piss. I couldn't take the
No.
boogers. I couldn't.
it's too much. And like, but you're gonna only have Valerie vomit once.
Well, they didn't have.
I know. That was. What was the point of teasing that out? Like, was that really costing that much money?
You wait the whole damn movie for it, and you're like, oh, that was it?
I thought
Really?
they were gonna like introduce herself that way.
Right? She
Right.
should have thrown up on him immediately.
Thrown on up.
There's a lot of piss, but there's no puke. I guess that was cheaper. Hook up the hose to Nat Nerd and just let it
They don't
run.
even really try. Sometimes you can kind of see it, like not even like coming up, like his pants are not even closed, and there's just a hose of water coming down.
I love when they get in their fucking Ninja Turtles disguises to go out on the town.
Oh yeah, they're going to LaGuardia.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Look like a freak in a trench coat.
That's what
Right.
made you conspicuous was those outfits, not
I don't
your
look-
big ass fucking head,
Right?
and that you're not child or adult size.
No, you're
like
something
in between
else.
size.
Also, he's straight up the piss boy. What is this guy's actual name?
Oh wait, Nat Nerd?
Nat Nerd.
Nat Nerd.
He's hey guys, look, and he goes like the fucking, he's flashing him, and he pisses again.
Old
It's like,
Faithful, he says.
Oh, that's gross.
Old
That's
faithful.
disgusting.
And Greaser Greg, like,
I
he's not
know.
even a gross thing. He's just a greaser
just-
who's a little kid.
Yeah, he's got a
There's not even
switchblade,
anything
and
gross
that's
about that. Switchblade. Yeah.
Exactly, because they go to the movies like Gremlins, but like this is such a weird scene because they're like so obviously a set, and it's just like people watching the Three Stooges, and it's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
horrible like MIDI version of the Three Stooges theme on loop, and I just wanted to fucking rip my ears off because I'm like, what? First of all, that doesn't even make any sense because they never would just play the music during the episode.
Well, sure.
And second of all, why is it on a goddamn loop? It's like, holy shit.
And why is it not a Curly
I was
episode
gonna
of
say,
the
bitch,
Three
I was so
Stooges?
mad that
You're
it was
gonna
Shemp
put a
and not
Shemp
Curly.
fucking episode?
Again, this is the thanks I get. Shemp.
You give me
You
Shemp
give me Shemp?
in the Garbage Pail Kids movie?
Listen, I love Shemp, but I was thinking the same thing. You need Curly if you're going to even bother, right?
You gotta go Curly. Come
You gotta
on.
go Curly.
And like Foul Phil, which makes me think Curly.
Mm-hmm.
All that's wrong with him is he has bad breath.
I guess.
And he's
He
whiny
stinks.
and calls everyone mommy.
I don't know. I thought he shit himself too.
Oh, did
Oh.
he? I missed
I don't
that.
know.
Oh, is that the baby?
Yeah, he's like, "Are you my dad? Are you my mom?"
He's just
He
annoying.
kisses that fucking woman at the movie theater.
Yeah, Greaser Greg, like you said, has the switchblade.
Greaser Greg, by the way, Phil Fondacaro is in that suit, and Jim Cummings, like the prolific voice
Right.
actor, is doing the voice for him.
And why
he's
was he not in the toughest?
ashamed.
Oh, is he?
Oh, Jim Cummings openly ashamed of having taken part in this.
And why is
Why?
Greaser Greg not in the toughest biker bar in the world?
Why is the alligator and Wendy Winston going?
Are these Satan's helpers? It's the same guy and he's dressed the same from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Is
Oh,
this the
it
same
might
biker
be.
gang?
I know, Pee-wee's there doing the tequila dance. That's what I'm saying.
Dobby's in there doing the fucking tequila dance.
Yeah, Dobby's doing it with the
Yeah.
shoes on.
This is where they are later on. Like, this is another one of their stops. They're like, wow, every bar we stop in, like, there's some weird shit
fucking
going
weird
on.
Shit's happening.
Where did they deviate? Because they all, when they go out on the town, they all jump on their little fucking ATVs and they go cruising.
Yes. With the wagon.
Yeah. But like, some of them go to the movies,
Yeah.
and just Alligator and Wendy Winston
Maybe
go
they
to the
really
bar?
like Shemp.
I thought
guess.
maybe they were just like lagging behind, and then the ATV had that stalling problem, and so they just
Maybe.
happened to stall outside the
Out of
toughest
the
bar
toughest
in the
bar
world.
in the world. Yeah, and they're like, "Ooh, let's go in here."
Yeah.
Well, Alligator, this scene's actually pretty funny.
This scene fucking killed me because it's like Howard the Duck all over again.
Yes,
It gave me
felt
Howard
like
the
Howard
Duck
the Duck.
vibes
very
for sure.
much that.
Yeah.
when he fucking bites this biker's toes off.
This
He's-
biker's
Ah!
wearing, this biker's wearing sandals, by the way.
Yes,
Which a biker
with
in
chanclas
sandals?
on. He's got his huaraches on in the
You're
fucking
gonna-
biker bar. He's gonna get
ride
his.
your Harley in sandals.
He deserved it.
Yeah,
Sir,
you deserve to
you're
lose a
gonna
toe.
lose a pinky on the tailpipe.
Seriously,
He
I've
put a
been
pinky
burned
on
on a
the
motorcycle
tailpipe.
tailpipe. Come on
Ooh,
now, you gotta
ow.
watch them toes.
Yeah, a little dirt bike, got a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He ends up biting this dude's foot, and they go to kick his ass, and Wendy Winston fixes the ATV and blows through the fucking window, and then like starts beating the shit out of people and farts in this guy's face.
Yeah. That's another one of his powers, I guess. He could fart real good and kick an ass.
You disgusting kid! You disgusting, flatulating kid!
You know what I want to see? I want to see Wendy Winston in a fart off against Kolchak from Little Giants.
Oh, maybe.
Well, actually, we get a triple. The referee actually could be Christopher Lloyd from Dennis the Menace. If Dennis the Menace keeps feeding him the fucking baked beans, whoever farts first, it's going to be a bad scene.
Wendy doesn't even need. Winston doesn't need the beans, man.
Christopher Lloyd needs them.
He's winning and bar none.
Is he like Kirby? He's got like an infinite vacuum in there. There's like a galaxy inside him just filled with fucking gas.
He's like,
He
Gustavus.
goes like, oh God, did you guys ever listen to Howard Stern in the 90s? And he had that person who could just like, like gulp air and
Oh yeah.
fart.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Or what was it? Fart Man too. There
Fart
was one
Man,
with
yes, Fart Man, where he came
It
on
was
the
the-
VMAs
with
with
Luke
his
Perry.
butt cut out. Yeah.
Oh, with his big gross butt and that gigantic cod piece, and Luke Perry had to introduce him.
It's funny you said that because like I got a bunch of stuff like for my dad, and in the box was like 2 Howard Stern books.
Oh, yeah.
And the fucking Butt Bongo Fiesta in 3D.
Oh,
VHS is in there.
in 3D.
Nice. One of my first jobs, because I worked by myself and I worked early in the morning, Howard Stern kept me company.
I was
in the
listening-
90s.
in
in the
how I was
morning.
listening to Howard Stern, and that's how I found out about 9/11.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
shit.
No, I
Yep.
didn't
Oh my
hear
God.
about that on Howard Stern.
I was driving my mom to work, and she insisted because she loved the Howard Stern show, and that's what we were listening to it, and that's how I found out about 9/11.
Wow.
Yep.
Howard Stern broke the news.
And
No,
then
my husband broke the news. He called me in a panic, like, babe, get it. We were just still boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, babe, get up, pack a bag. I'm like,
Like,
what's happening?
Where are you going?
What is going on?
Where are we
Like,
going?
we have an evacuation plan, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I just
do you mean
woke
an
up. Please
evacuation
explain to
plan?
me what is going on. And he's like, turn on the TV, and I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I was trying to tell my mom, I was like, well, do you want to just go home? And she's like, no, I'm gonna go to work. I'm like, okay.
I had the whole day to think about it because I saw it at school in the morning, and my dad comes home from work. And he's like watching on TV, and I come home and he's like, oh my God. He's like, dude, look what happened. I was like, I'm going out. I was like, I kind of had all day to kind of like process it.
Deal with
And he's
it.
like, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
no.
You're just leaving the house? I was like, Pop. I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to
At least
get
I wasn't
home
wearing a
like,
fucking turtle suit when it happened. Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. He did
Did you
confirm
guys
that
just
that did
post something
happen.
about the fucking
That he did. He said, yeah, we did because they were filming it. And also, I think it's Saw, the original Saw, or whatever. If you look at the phone, it's like the day before. It's like September
Oh,
10th,
really?
2001. And it's like, wow, they're going to have some problems tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot of like eerie shit like that.
Yeah, it's weird. We did Master of Disguise on our buddy Tony's show, and like we talk about it.
Yeah,
but,
you
like,
and the mouse did.
Yeah, but they didn't like. They never really came out with what happened exactly. And Dana Carvey just did
recently.
it with David Spade on his podcast, and we're like, oh well, we fucking called that one.
Well, I mean, like, what else are you going to do if you're already in makeup? Like, at least they took a second.
At least they
like, you're-
stopped and took
Yeah.
the second. That was the
Yeah,
joke
I
because
mean,
they were like they were just doing turtle as
Yeah,
all this
like, I
horrible
mean,
shit's
Am I
going on.
fully enough for the turtle?
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother
Oh,
level.
my
Like,
God.
I don't know. But yes.
So they're making these fucking clothes.
Yeah, on that somber
yes,
note,
yes.
yes.
Yes, they fucking. But anyway,
Let's
back
head to the
And the
sweatshop.
clothes they make for the fucking fashion show are way better than these weird clothes they made for Mackenzie
I
Astin.
know they had him out walking the streets in his like.
Bedazzled fucking dance jumper.
In his fucking beat it jacket.
Yeah, it's like his desperately
Yeah.
desperately seeking Susan jacket. Like
Because the
that's.
stuff she puts out on the runway is not as bad as what he was wearing.
Ooh, I kind of like the thing that she was
some
wearing.
of it's cute.
Like I can't wear it, but I mean, I kind of featured it.
How much fucking money did she have in that lockbox? Because this is like a $20,000 production, and she's like
Right?
walking around like, oh, I hate your hair. Oh, I hate your lipstick. Oh, if that's cheap, don't use it. It's like, fuck, who are you?
I don't know how she got the deal in the first place.
McBundy's department store.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
It's like
exactly.
fucking golems.
Yeah, golems, exactly, from elves, Haggerty's in the background. Hey, that girl's looking pretty good.
Juice's mom probably owns McBundy's. Juice's
Oh,
last name
probably.
is
Juice
McBundy.
McBundy.
Juice McBundy.
Yeah,
And
lines
that's why
up.
he's out hassling 14-year-olds on
It's
the
the
street.
only way.
That's how he gets his kicks. He's
Juice
a rich kid.
McBundy. Yeah, because he's just a rich kid. He gets everything he wants. The only thing he can't have is a 14-year-old's pocket change.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm so glad she didn't have a redemption arc, though.
I kind
Like,
of
she
am.
tried
No.
at the end to
No,
be like,
not at
I'm
all.
sorry. And he's like,
No, I don't think you're
bitch.
pretty anymore.
Not having it now.
And your hair, it sucks.
Mhm.
She does all that shit, but also there's like a lot of scenes where she keeps like calling the Garbage Pail Kids ugly. And he's like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, those ugly things.
She tells Juice, and that's why they go to the state home
Yeah.
for the ugly.
Right.
There's some weird.
Yeah,
like,
kidnaps them all. That was fucked
I'm
up.
not-
For a bounty?
I know there's a bounty. I'm sorry, from the government. The government doesn't have cash to give you a bounty.
It's the state.
It's the state.
Yeah, the smoking man and his crew are fucking looking at these bodies after they open
Probably.
them up.
I'm not sure what the message of this movie is supposed to be because, like, Manzini has some lines where it's like, he's like, it's not what's on the outside that counts, it's what's on the inside. I was
think
waiting for
it's-
fucking Keenan Ivory Wayans to pop out and be like,
Message.
It's super low, like hitting the fucking ground, low-hanging fruit, where it's like, just don't be rude to people, be nice to people, but it's like
Even if they're ugly.
Right.
covered in this weird Garbage Pail Kids wrapping.
but it also says that if you're ugly, you deserve to die, you know?
That too.
They do kill characters off screen to save money, yes.
Yeah, big time.
Because Tangerine was maybe, I guess, to them objectively pretty, but she was ugly on the inside.
I guess.
So maybe like that's a
that's the
thing.
message.
And Dodger finally saw that, you know? He was like, you know, you used to be pretty, but then you fucking killed my friends and took all my
Yeah.
money.
And locked him up. It's a good thing they made friends with those bikers.
I know.
I just really think that whole plot line of them having friends at the state home for the ugly was unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
if you had aliens that landed and were trapped in a trash can for who knows how long, the only reason they want to get out is to get out. They don't.
They
need
just want to see
another-
what's on the outside of the goddamn trash can.
They just
They
want
want to
to
cause mischief. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little, but
Give
like
me
I feel like that
Fraggle
would die
Rock.
down.
Give me Fraggle
Ooh.
Rock with the Garbage Pail Kids.
Ooh.
Now you're talking.
Okay.
There we go. That's all I
Okay.
need is they want to adventure. They're stuck in the trash can.
Mhm.
It's fucking cramped in here. They ain't nothing
Yep.
going on. We want to
Yep.
get out. We want to see the world.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it. That's
I'm
all
here
I
for that.
needed.
Yeah, just like Traveling Matt. They want to get the fuck out of there. Yeah.
Yes, that's all we need.
They want to break free.
I don't even know why they think that they're the other kids are in there because at one point they're like looking through garbage cans for them and shit like that. And it's like, you're not even from this fucking planet. You're not supposed to be here.
Well, that and they talked about it throughout the whole thing. Like, oh, we have friends. Oh, we have friends. They're like, remember your friends? Crushed in the garbage can.
Yes, and that's very casual.
Dead.
Like there's no.
We do not
mourning.
have the budget to make any more suits. So
Nope.
all of your friends are dead.
Yep.
Just now, you could have found them, but you were 10 minutes too
were
late.
just
We
too
crushed
late.
them in the garbage can.
They could have went home. They could have went home.
Yeah,
Nope.
back to their
We
planet,
sent them
right.
back to the planet of Garbage Pail Kids.
There's a point in the movie where like he's helping with the fucking fashion show, making the Garbage Pail Kids make all the clothes, and then like he comes back after like the second or third time. And they're like, "Yeah, did you find our friends?" He's like, "Oh yeah, they're in this like nut house, by the way."
So my question when he comes back, right? Like he was like, oh shit, the fashion show, it's Friday. Like I have to get the
Yeah.
things to Tangerine. Was Manzini still in the bushes?
Right? Where the fuck was
Did he
Manzini
leave
in
him
all
there?
this?
Like, did he spend the night in the bushes outside of the home for the ugly?
I think he went around and slept in between the fucking boxes upstairs. I don't know.
That first time he took him down there, where he very inconspicuously parks with his headlights on and his car running in the middle of the fucking
Of
road.
the road.
And just leaves it all on and runs up like, let us in. And
Yeah,
they're like, no, fuck you. And he's like, oh, well, that's not going to work.
Dodger's like, what's the plan? He's like, there is no plan. We're going straight for the fucking gate. And guy's like, get out of here. And he's like, okay, will do.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night.
And later, apparently, Manzini just fucking gets in through an open window because he just is in there.
Yeah, he like goes around back and Bob's your uncle. There he is.
No problem. Why didn't they do that in the first place?
I don't. And then once he's inside, they still had to go get the biker gang to rip the bars off the windows.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get back out.
They didn't know about the incompetent security guards at first, because first they show these like old as hell security guards like trying to catch this fucking little girl with an old man mask with a net.
Oh, dude, she tells them to suck a rope.
Yes.
I had to rewind it. I was like, excuse me?
What did she say?
Maybe don't give that line to a little girl, but okay.
Suck a rope, you old fuck.
Don't suck a rope. Yeah.
Well, they're like, you can't be wearing a mask out here like that. Don't you know we round up ugly people?
And none of the people in there were ugly.
No.
It was like too bald, too fat, too
skinny,
weird, too weird.
gross.
Yeah, none of them were too ugly.
Well, they beat the shit out of the guard when they all get broken out at the end there.
Well, they rip his pants off, too.
Yes, they do.
And then they
He
fart
has
in his face.
Well, thank
Well,
God, right?
He had that coming.
He did.
Yeah, exactly. But thank God they had the bikers, and the bikers rip the fucking bars off and they just go out the window.
I wanted to see the bikers, like, beat the shit, like a big brawl happen.
Yeah, all they did was take the bars off and bail.
Hey, they're the Satan's helpers. They're not the Satan's ass kickers, okay? They only come to help.
No, that's out of our jurisdiction. All we can do is rip the bars off. We can pick you up out of the window and put you down. That's about it.
If you need a little help,
Call the Satan's helper.
They're like the ghosts from the end of the Return of the King. They do their duty, then they go home. You don't get to use them for the climax.
No.
Exactly. Like, you don't have any right to ask any more than what's
all they do.
necessary.
They should have got little leather jackets like Greaser Greg. I guess it was.
Oh, give him cuts?
Yeah.
Alligator walking around with a biker cut? That'd be
Could
kind
be.
of Hell's Angels or some shit.
We didn't mention it, but Alligator like eats fucking like eyeballs and shit. He has a little lunchbox.
Yeah. By the way.
And he loves toes.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
got
he
that
has a
gross, bloody
lunchbox.
lunchbox with like bits. Ugh.
He's always trying to eat, like, he even wants to eat Dodger's toes at one point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
When it's in the
does not
bath.
care.
Yeah.
He even gets really drunk at one point.
Yes, like, and so are they children or are they not fucking children? Because they keep calling them
They're
kids and children.
aliens.
Alligator's technically their leader, but even, yeah, I guess, or something, so he's allowed to get drunk. I don't know.
That's what they say, and I did not get that vibe from Alligator.
I
at
didn't
all,
get
that he was their
anybody as
leader.
like a
No.
de facto leader.
No.
I thought it was the farting guy because he got the most screen time.
I thought it was
honestly.
Greaser Greg.
Well, he
'Cause he was
seems
the
like he would have been.
toughest.
Yeah, because he's a tough.
You got a
he's
switchblade.
Yeah.
We forgot the most important person in that stayed home for the ugly. The guy who's too crippled?
Yeah. What the fuck was
What is that
I didn't
about?
even see that. Oh my god.
It was 1987.
One says too crippled, and the guy in the top right says too black.
Oh, I did not
Or
see
too
that.
dark. Too dark. Excuse me. It
Oh
says
my
too
God.
dark.
Oh, did not
Oh.
see that.
I don't know if Tim Burton's in there or a black man, but
Oh, right. Like it's just a
Ooh.
goth person. They're
I
like,
didn't-
John Aston, it's the Babadook.
oh shit.
I did not see that.
Doug. He's got a little top hat.
The Garbage Pail Kids get their fucking revenge. They're like, we want to get these guys.
they're like, we want to dress as clowns and go to this fucking thing, and nobody will know that we're weird
oh,
or
right,
whatever.
oh, right. And then they get locked in the basement.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
all that
the-
shit.
The shenanigans happen.
But they
Right.
end up going to the fashion show and like being pissed off, like after they break out with the biker crew and all that shit. And they go in and they're literally ripping clothes off of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Because
those
they were
girls
their
all had,
clothes. They're like, these are
bikinis
our
on.
clothes. Like, we made
Yeah.
you stole our designs, bish.
It's the hard labor workers coming and taking the clothes back.
I'm there for it.
I know. They're seizing the means of production.
And then it just like culminates in this like crazy ass scene where people's clothes are getting ripped off. Winnie Whistle's farting on the crowd, and they have like a knockdown drag out between whatchamacallit?
Juice in the
Between
gang.
Juice and Dodger.
Dude, Dodger tackles him and starts punching him out.
Beating the shit.
Did you notice when Dodger changed to a grown ass man?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The stunt man. Yeah. And then,
you
like,
can't beat up a teenager. Come
he
on.
does like they do that little gymnastics thing, and then like Dodger ends up on top of Juice. He's like just beating the brakes off of him. He's like, bah!
like a Christmas story. He's crying.
bah.
and
Oh,
punching him
yeah.
in the
Oh,
face.
he gets Scott Farkus straight up. He's eating fries and everything.
Pop, pop, pop.
Yep.
Whitney Winston like alley-oops him up. He like jumps off his foot and like wraps his legs around his fucking head like Sonya Blade or something and knocks him down and starts beating the shit out of him.
Oh my god.
Fatality.
Oh, indeed.
Winnie Winston also just goes out to the audience, like, that are watching the show and just unloads, like, a massive, like, phlegm from fucking Mystery Men or some shit. Like,
what did
level.
they
Blowing everybody's
do?
hair back, like.
They didn't know the clothes were stolen. Jesus.
I know, like they had nothing to do with this.
What happened was that one guy was like, well, that's a bunch of fucking ugly kids. And he's like, I'll show you who's ugly.
Oh, yeah. So he
Yeah,
farted
that's
on
right.
everybody.
Yeah, by blowing ass right in your face.
That'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, that'll show you.
Manzini like takes this crying kid out of there, and the movie just fucks off. Like the kids go back to the antique shop, and Tangerine's like, "Hey Dodger, I know everything was shitty, but like,
Oh, wait, we forgot. Valerie Vomit finally
Oh,
vomits.
yes.
Oh,
she
yes,
finally
that's right. She finally
vomits,
vomits.
yes.
That's right. And it's gross.
Wally, by the way, the guy who plays Wally is the director's son.
Oh.
A.W.
okay.
whatever the fuck his name is. Anyway, he punches her in the stomach, and she pukes
Yeah.
all
Yes.
over him
Yeah.
and Blythe.
I mean, it was worth it, but I don't know why that was something that we had to wait 90 minutes for, but okay.
No.
I feel like they just should have introduced her that way, and even if you never
Yeah.
did it again, I guess. But like,
right away, Valerie.
I mean, she
vomited.
coughed up the card. She made the joke about
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah.
They
just
referenced
kidding, you know,
it.
whatever. But this
Yeah.
was like real.
I would have
ugh.
rather watched her puke than watched Ned Nerd piss his
Yes,
pants.
you know what?
17 times.
You're absolutely correct because I watched entirely too much pants pissing, and it
There's
grossed
a
me
lot
out
of
every
it.
time. Like the smell,
Could you imagine how
just
that
everywhere,
basement
like
smells
all of
in
like you're like
Manzini's?
slipping on piss puddles, fucking constantly.
What is the gag there? He's a nerd, so he pisses himself.
I
though.
don't
It's
get
not like
that.
Nerds piss themselves? Is that?
I
a
don't.
thing?
I don't.
I, yeah,
wonder if
like,
it's
I'm
like-
pretty nerdy, and I don't. Well, I mean, I've had a baby, like I do sometimes. Never mind.
Sometimes we piss ourselves.
I-
We're
you
over
know,
40,
if I
but
get
not
laughing
Ned
too
Nerd
hard.
style, okay?
No, not like that. Oh my god.
Pissin' Peter. That would have made sense. So there
Or
he goes.
something, or
Something,
Chris Piss
yeah.
or something.
Chris Piss. That was the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can't have that in the movie. You're net nerd.
I
you
guess.
can piss
Oh,
yourself
yeah.
though.
I guess
We can show it. We can't say it.
And you could have the the GPK on the shirt for some reason.
Yeah, because he's like because he's a nerd about Garbage Pail Kids.
He is a useless character like most of them.
He's the button maker or whatever the sequence of events is for them when they're making the shit.
When they run out of water, they're just like, "Where's the piss boy? We need water.
Yeah.
Get the jar."
What do you think's in the washing machine? Nat Nerd pisses in the washing machine.
Well, they're trying to dye the fabrics. That's what you use
Oh.
to dye
Oh,
the fabrics. Is
okay.
you got to use piss.
Pisses in the dye.
So you know,
I heard that's the best. That's the best to use. For
Urine,
that.
obviously, yeah.
it's old school. He knows his craft. That's what it is.
Makes sense.
The Fey folk ? So yeah, Tangerine's like, oh yeah, we can still be friends, right, and hang out and do stuff, whatever the fuck that means. And Dodger's just like,
Dry hump.
yeah,
yeah, right.
I guess.
Maybe I'll let you sink a dig. I don't know. We'll see. See how many jackets you make me.
You are styling in that bow tie, my friend, with the white
Oh,
beater on.
God.
Bedazzled bow tie.
That gold lame is getting me a little randy.
Yeah, that was a Michael Jackson ass outfit.
It sure
That was like
It
Corey
was.
Feldman's outfit.
Yes,
like
it
he's worn
was
Oh,
that
Corey
yes.
recently, I
Feldman,
feel
Michael
like.
Jackson outfit. Yes.
This
One
is
glove,
why-
obviously.
glove.
Oh, Corey.
Oh, but yeah,
Poor guy.
That's a whole podcast unto itself.
I know. I feel so badly.
so Manzini just kind of
Manzini.
whatever the fuck.
Not the writer of Child's Play.
No, thank God. He just is like, okay, fine, figured out this incantation. All right, let me do it. And then he gets sucked into the pail.
Well, he plays the theme song backwards.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'll just play it backwards, and then they'll like walk backwards back into the pail. Like, obviously, that's how this works, right?
But they just bail on their ATVs.
Yeah, they're like, we're leaving.
Bye.
And where'd these ATVs come from? They were
I
in
don't
the
know.
antique shop.
The
They're not
fucking antique
antiques.
shop.
Oh, there was probably like a buy and sell next door, like a pawn shop. That's where they got them. Yeah.
Cool. It's a swap meet.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Some
Sure.
baby size.
Let's just call it that.
Sure.
They just ride off into the fucking night.
Yep.
Where
right
are
into the
they
night.
going?
That's exactly what I wrote. Off they go on ATVs into the night. That was awful. Period.
Kick up the fucking Garbage Pail Kids theme song. It's like, oh, gotta be a garbage pail kid.
Yeah. It's so.
Ooh.
Oh man.
It was bad, you guys.
You
was
guys, it was bad.
It was painful.
The one thing I do appreciate though is when those credits start rolling, the first person credited is Phil Fondacaro as
Thank God.
Greaser Greg. I'm like, why does he have top billing and the font is bigger than everybody else's too? Was he a producer on this or some shit?
I don't know.
He insisted.
Yeah, I
Or
guess.
just was like insisted, like, you know what, if you're gonna make me do this shit,
I almost died.
if you want me to, if you're gonna put me in there for 5 to 7 minutes at a time, 5 minutes at a time with a little fucking stopwatch until I'm about half dead, then you're gonna put my name,
big.
slightly larger than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Before everybody else.
Top build.
Yes, top billing.
So on our show, we do something called is it on the shelf or is it in the dumpster? And it's basically your final thought on the movie and if it's on the shelf or in the dumpster.
Gotta go in the dumpster.
It's going in the
right?
dumpster. It's
Garbage
going
pail
into the garbage pail.
Even if it was good, it would go in the
Put
dumpster.
the kids
'cause
back
it's the
in the
Garbage
pail.
Kids.
Yes, it's got to get back in the pail. We got to play the song backwards and get that shit
Yes.
back in the pail.
Please
Because
You gotta now you guys have to watch the movie backwards. You know that, right?
Oh,
Oh,
I
God.
wonder if we could undo it.
To forget it, yeah.
This is just a trick to get us to watch that
They
shit
ride
again.
in
I don't know what you're
ATVs
talking
and then
about.
they launch off into space at the end. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Right?
All
Then they fuck off into space.
Yeah, they don't even go to space.
Right, yeah, like get back in it, yeah.
Stay on Earth
If
on
you
their
watch
ATVs.
it backwards, then they fuck all this shit up and then they go back to space.
I mean, this is definitely in the fucking dumpster. This movie is not good.
No.
Listen, it's not. We've reviewed worse movies on this show without a doubt. My biggest problems with this movie is that just the plot. It does make sense. Like like you can understand how you got from point A to point B as you're watching. Like, okay, I see how that came together. But when you really think about what that actually was, you're like, why the fuck did any of that even happen? The effects are good, but not great because obviously there was that extra polish they weren't able to do to get him perfect. Again, they are impressive, don't get me wrong. You know, it's a shame that you're practically killing the actors in the process. Maybe again an extra week or two to fix that. I don't know. This is a cult classic, right? I guess
I don't know if it's a cult classic. It's one of the most revered like bad movies of all time.
Okay,
That's about it.
I mean, we mentioned Howard the Duck, and I actually think Howard the Duck is way better than this, so maybe that's not a fair comparison, but this is like a solid, like, it's definitely straddling like the 1 and 2 star out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's getting on the edge of the dumpster, and it's fucking like looking around, and it's nose diving in there, and it's just tunneling down into the fucking dumpster. You know, it's passing the snot.
Licking the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. As it's going along, it's like
Yeah.
Basically, the movie's turned into Winston. It's farting down into the bottom of the
Like
dumpster,
reverse, yeah.
and just farts so hard it blows out the bottom and just passes Monster in the Closet. And just
You always bring a monster in the closet.
the movie sucks.
Fucking
it
it's
lands, it lands slightly above Pluto Nash, and you know, over the years, the Garbage Pail Kids that are inside this Winston VHS conglomeration slowly drips onto Pluto Nash, making it even worse somehow. Yeah, this is not a good movie. I don't have any nostalgia for it whatsoever, so that doesn't help it. And I guess I'm glad I watched it to scratch it off the fucking list.
Now you never have to watch it again.
No.
You can be like, Joe,
Yeah.
I'm not putting up with the fucking shit anymore. That's
Right.
it.
Well, I still am a co-host of this show,
This is
so I
also
understand
true.
that's never going to happen.
No, it's
but
not going to happen. Strap in because there's definitely some more shit like this
Yes.
coming. So don't worry about that.
Always game.
Yeah. Where do you think I'm putting this?
A shelf easy.
Yeah, it's on the shelf. Not easy though. Not easy.
Really? Okay.
No. All right.
That's shocking.
This is the kind of movie that we're always talking about. This weird anomaly. How the fuck did this get made? Thing and at the budget, maybe not the budget, but the production value that it has is pretty insane. especially for like the Garbage Pail Kids movie, the top produced. I don't know what Pepsi also produced because there's a lot of product placement of that shit in the movie. It's too weird to not acknowledge the fact that like it's pretty incredible that it exists.
No, yeah.
Okay. It's not a very good movie. I don't even think it's a good kids movie. Like you guys said before, I don't know exactly who this is for. I guess it's for
Fans
me
of the Cards,
right
I
now.
guess.
Right there you
I
go.
know.
It's for you, and that's good
It's
enough.
for me.
Like that's
They
for
made
it's
it
for
just
you.
for you, Joe.
They did.
I know they were like John Carl Beekler was like, you know what, this kid's gonna be born this year, and he's
Right,
gonna
he's gonna
love
love this
all the
movie.
work that I do, and he's
Yep,
gonna really
yep.
appreciate this.
Did it come out the same month you were born? Because that would be incredible.
I don't know.
When was it released?
I don't know if this came out in August. Was this? Do you remember when you saw it in the theaters? Do you remember who was warm?
I don't remember. I would have been so young.
That's. I don't remember 5 minutes ago.
The fact that it was like, you know, this card series, like it was a fucking trading card series that were stickers, and it was a ripoff of something else, and like who thought that this was a good idea to make this? I don't know, but I'm glad it exists because it's just fucking it's just too weird. It's too weird to ignore, I guess. And between them being like little elves that make clothes or something like, and the guy pissing everywhere, and I don't know. I can't even give you a good reason why. I can't give you a good reason why.
Why you like it?
I like it because I think it's one of those things where like I'm not blinded by nostalgia on this one. I know this isn't a great movie, like straight up, but there's something sentimental about it, and I think if you don't have that attachment to it, then why the fuck would you even care?
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Like because that was a whole. Different
If you didn't see it as a
situation.
kid and you were into the Garbage Pail Kids, whatever, like
If for
don't-
you it was
don't
the
bother.
opposite, where it
Don't
was like
bother.
you thought the cards came from the movie.
Well, that too, yeah. Also, like, what if you showed this to somebody now, like a kid now? Like, what would they even say?
My
My
kid wouldn't
kids
even
came
like. He
in when
came
it
in
was
and out and
on
was like,
and-
"What is this?"
yeah.
And like he kept leaving. I was like, "You're leaving right before the." Oh, okay.
They just
The
both went- I was
Garbage Pail Kids are about to like be disgusting.
I
He
was like,
"What
look at
is
how gross
that?"
they are, and then they just went,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah. He's
and they
like,
walked away.
you
They
know,
don't
whatever. He's waiting for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, so like he
Right?
can't be bothered right now.
I want the scary stuff.
You got disgusting animatronics right here.
I know, but
Right?
it's
You know?
it's not his generation.
Not good enough.
Not his generation.
Nope.
So that's the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
That's the
Yeah.
fucking Garbage Pail Kids.
I mean, I don't know if you got some time, if you got the inclination, like yeah, go watch it. I guess I don't know.
But
If you're
don't-
morbidly
we didn't
curious.
recommend it.
Yeah,
We
if you're
didn't
morbidly
recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it just because it's not even as far. Like, my opinion is that it wasn't even so bad. It was good to where like you
No.
can enjoy it. Where
It's-
I mean,
I can see
It
that.
remains the biggest disappointment of my childhood.
that's
which
what
is-
I'm saying. That's my word on it too.
Which I
It's, like, the
believe is
biggest
how we ended
disappointment.
up on this show, was a Twitter comment where I said this movie is the biggest disappointment
Yes.
of my childhood.
Because it's true.
That's
'cause
what
we
triggered
had a
it.
whole different
Yeah.
perspective on what Garbage Pail Kids
Mhm.
and Cabbage Patch Kids were,
Mhm.
Sure.
and this movie was not that.
Nope.
Not
Because we
that
didn't know
tall.
anything about licensing, or you couldn't get the rights to make them look
Right,
like the
yeah,
actual
no, we
cards.
were-
It was like, well, these are not the fucking Garbage Pail Kids. They
Yeah,
don't
this
look
is
like
not
Garbage Pail
correct.
Kids.
This is just gross. Like,
Yeah.
it's
But they
not
still went
even-
ahead and did it anyway.
They
that's
did.
that's
They
the
sure
bizarre
did.
part. And they
wanted-
thought
they
they were
wanted
going to
that-
make a return.
They wanted the turtles' money, man.
I guess so. But like,
Masters of the Universe money.
oh, there
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
Yeah.
They
That
had
was
that
the
master.
same.
And see, you know what? That's a bad movie.
But
that
good bad.
Is like good
Yeah.
bad.
So
like
bad.
I'll
Yes.
watch
Good.
Masters of the Universe. Like that's ridiculous. Because I was big into.
Well, you got Billy Barty, you got
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren, and what's her face, Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
and Frank
yeah, Frank
Langella.
Langella, Meg
Yeah,
Foster.
There's
yeah.
enough
And
saving
I was,
grace
like,
to that.
Super into He-Man and Garbage Pail Kids
Or
and all of that stuff.
I was
when
telling
a
her
kid.
same the one you guys just did, the Super Mario 1993.
Yes.
I'll watch the hell out
That-
of
oh,
some
I'll
Super
watch Oh, it's
Mario
great.
the fuck out of that.
1993.
I love that.
But I ain't
movie.
watching Garbage Pail Kids.
No.
I'm probably not going to watch that one again. No, there really isn't.
We can
I-
trust the fungus. We can't trust the Garbage Pail Kids.
No, don't trust the pail, man.
No.
I will say though, it's not. I don't think it's one of the worst movies ever made.
No.
I just don't. We've watched a lot of shit. I've watched a lot of fucking movies in my life, and this is not one of the worst movies that I've ever seen.
It's very bad, but no, there are worse things out there.
I've seen a lot of like independent bullshit, straight to video stuff that is way worse than this.
You know what? I saw a movie called Blown Away with both of the Coreys and Nicole Eggert, and that was pretty fucking terrible. So,
Blown
okay.
Away. I remember that shit.
That
Oh
one
my
was
God.
bad.
That was a bad movie.
That was a bad
I would
movie.
watch that again just 'cause
You know
of the
what, though?
cast.
I would watch that again, so maybe
Fair.
yes.
Fair.
Well, I promise next time you guys are on, we'll do a good movie. A good bad movie.
Yeah, we're not having luck lately.
Yeah. Well, no. Well,
I mean,
I actually
not
like
as-
it.
not
There's
as
actually
bad as-
something to talk about with
Yeah.
this rather
That's
than
true.
Red Clover.
Red Clover with our other friend Dustin Elkins from the Flicks and Friends podcast.
Yeah.
That was a stinker.
Yeah.
Go check that one out.
But yeah, what do you guys got coming up? Anything you want to talk about? Any new episodes? What's
Oh,
cooking?
yeah. We always
Oh,
got
well,
something coming out.
We've got
Do we talk
another
about-
little, we might, because there's this.
We're going to talk about 90210.
Oh,
Got that.
Oh,
I got
nice.
my
The
Dylan
dream boat,
McKay
there he is.
heart-shaped pillow.
Yes.
We're going to do a stream lounge show.
We're gonna try a stream lounge show a couple
times a
Saturdays
month.
a month. And it's funny because Juice from this movie
Is
appeared
in.
on Silk Stockings, which is the show
We're
that
going to
we're
be
going to
doing
talk
some
about.
stockings
Oh.
on Saturday
Yes,
nights on
with
Stream
the
Lounge.
Sams.
that's fantastic. Now you can mention this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely.
We totally are.
Absolutely.
Actually,
But yeah, we've always got stuff
we
coming
took
up.
it as a sign. I was
To-
like, "Oh my god, bitch!" Because we were talking about Juice. I'm like, "Wow, he's
oh,
really
he's
pretty.
in silk stockings. Oh,
Like,
it's a
what
sign.
else did Juice do?" And I looked up. I was like, "Oh my god, he did silk stockings. It's a sign."
And today, while we're recording, it is Rex Manning Day.
That's right.
And so,
It
of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
we
Rex
have our
Manning Day
Empire
today.
Records
that
episode
came
out.
out today. And,
So yeah, we've always
yeah,
got shit coming. We got our 100th episode coming up.
That is
Hell
coming
yeah,
up.
that's awesome.
We've got our 100th episode
Congratulations.
extravaganza. Thank you. We're doing Showgirls.
Of course, you
For
gotta
that.
do so good, so bad it's good. Showgirls.
Ooh, that's
come
going to be a
on.
good one. Looking forward to that one for sure.
Showgirls
We-
is my Citizen Kane.
We will
Showgirls
be-
is my favorite movie.
We will be spending quite some time on Elizabeth Berkley
Mhm.
ripping his dick off in the
in
pool.
the pool, yes,
With her vagina and no lubrication.
Literally the
pool
scene I was
sex is
thinking
always
of.
a bad idea, kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a good idea. We've made our stance on Doom Generation that
Doom
pool sex is
Generation
not a
has
good
made
idea.
their stance, but
We will go
We're
hard.
gonna-
I'm going to second
you-
that emotion.
You always
Yeah.
gotta deal with that like little string that gets in the pool.
oh.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's what happens.
Where can everybody find the show?
Everywhere.
Mhm.
We're on pretty much everywhere you can find
Any
podcasts,
kind of
but on
platform,
social
yeah.
media, the best place to find us is Instagram, Doom Generation Pod, and our link tree there in the bio has the
Everything.
merch, the Patreon, all the fucking
Links to
places
all
you
the
can find
things.
us.
Yeah, so you can find it every Saturday.
The places to leave us a voicemail. We've been
Oh,
asking
yeah,
for
we have-
voicemails for our 100th episode.
Oh, sick. You know, that's something we got to do.
It's
yeah.
That's so cool.
We just made a
easy.
Google Voice number, but we
Mhm.
happened to get one that says Doom.
yeah.
So I was able to like cycle through Google Voice until I found one where the last 4 digits are Doom. So
That's pretty cool.
Smart.
That's
And
it
we can get
worked
dump.
out.
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes, yes. that
Yeah,
would be
okay.
good.
Dump. 951-700 dump.
Yeah.
Now we gotta do it.
Oh, well, 100%. Definitely go check out Doom Generation. Go subscribe. What the fuck are you doing? If you're not, they're great. They're hilarious. They have a lot of great episodes, and they got a lot of good stuff coming out. So definitely go check them out. What do we have coming up?
So we have a few things coming. We've got a ripe review on the new Dungeons and Dragons movie coming at
Oh,
you.
yeah.
If it's not out now, it'll be out very soon. And then our next mainline episode is Evil Dead Trap, so check that out soon. We also got a commentary coming, our Easter special. Got some Easter stuff this year we're
We
going
got an
with.
Easter watch along. We got an Easter commentary track coming for you.
A
So stay
commentary
tuned.
on Easter Bunny Massacre.
Ugh. You think this fucking movie's bad?
I mean, at least it's a commentary. We did Deep
Yeah.
Blood. That's still also on Patreon. That was probably the worst commentary viewing experience I've ever personally had. I hope the dumpster dwellers enjoy the final product.
Yeah.
But that one, it takes the taco for me.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, like I said earlier, we also put out that Leprechaun 2 commentary track as kind of our follow-up to our St. Patty's Day episode from last month.
It was late, but we're still getting it to you
Yeah.
for the patrons.
And I think Talk to the Dark Side is dropping, of course. Check that out. And if I'm missing anything, just look on the channel. It's on YouTube or on the podcast feed, which, by the way, if you sign up for patreon.com/movie dumpster for the $2 tier, and you listen to the audio version of this show, you can get it without any ads.
You get it ad-free.
So if that's something that interests you, and the commentary tracks and watch-alongs, like we always mentioned, are $5 and $10 tiers. And you get some other stuff with that. You get sticker pack for the $5 tier, and the $10 tier you get like a
You get a T-shirt, you get a pin, you get a sticker pack, you get commentary tracks, you get live watch-alongs with us.
Yeah.
It's a really good time.
We also should have a junk mail coming out at some point this month.
Yeah, oh yeah, there you
we
go.
did film it. Don't know the release date on that, but that will be on the $2 tier. So that's kind of what we got coming.
Yeah.
All that.
And hey, if you saw Garbage Pail Kids, the movie, let us know in the comments what you thought. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you listen on your favorite podcast app, do us a favor and leave a 5-star review if you dig the show. Helps us get out of the bottom of the dumpster into more eardrums. It lets people find the show, and definitely check out the Doom Generation podcast.
Well, you deserve it.
So that's it. That's the Garbage Pail Kids movie from 1987, directed by Rod Amato. I'm Joe Lascola.
I'm Sean O'Rourke.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Messy Tessie.
Oh, she gave you a Garbage Pail Kid name.
Thanks for visiting the dumpster.